Hello, my fellow Americans, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. You know, I'm thinking I might owe an apology to the writers and directors of the movie Idiocracy, because what we have today goes way beyond Idiocracy. I mean, the things I'm hearing and seeing and reading, that people, these college kids, ousting of professors and college presidents. I heard one college, somebody drove up with a Confederate flag or flag sticker on their truck, and the kids got all upset. I mean, come on, these are young adults. I mean, so they asked that truck to be moved, but as somebody pointed out, well, what if it was just on a public street and they walk by? Are they going to have the same reaction? I mean, basically shutting down any speech that's not liberal. They just label it hate speech, and they want to, I mean, we're looking at a society that's getting close to Fahrenheit 451. I mean, that's the next thing, burning books. I mean, blackout on the internet. It's just unbelievable, the stupidity, the idiocracy, just the overall craziness that's going on in this country. I mean, we've got Obama over in Paris, along with some local mayors and governors. Why they're there, I don't know. Obama, yeah, but why does a mayor of a metropolitan city need to go to this thing on climate change? Of course, the taxpayers are paying for it. That's why. But, I mean, the whole climate change, we all know that's a hoax. But they don't want to have an intelligent discussion or debate. I mean, it's science. It's not something that you vote on. It's something that you prove or disprove. And the thing is, the people with the climate change, they're not trying to disprove it like good scientists, because that's what a good scientist does. He comes up with a theory, he wants to disprove it. No, they're doing things like curve fitting. They're changing the variables to fit the computer model that's never been right. But I mean, it's just rampant, what's going on in this country. I mean, I don't know if anybody can turn it back. I mean, I'm just wondering if we've just gone up past the point of no return. It's starting to feel that way. I mean, we're going to allow all these refugees to come in unvetted, and then people say, oh, you're just being a racist. You know, it's almost against the law to sing Merry Christmas. You have to say Happy Holidays instead. I mean, the whole world is going crazy. Some schools are banning the Pledge of Allegiance. You can't wear shirts with American flags on certain days of the year. Rewriting history. I mean, it's one thing to rewrite history if you want to fill in the gaps, fill in the blanks. It's another thing to just want to you know, Fahrenheit 451 it and just get rid of people like Woodrow Wilson. I mean, it's just so ridiculous what people are doing. And not to mention Black Friday. You know, the day after we give thanks for what we have, we fight people for what, you know, stuff made in China. I mean, really, this country has lost its mind. Its collective mind is just crazy. I don't know how else to characterize it. And I think you know it too. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. I mean, it's just unbelievable how the USA is now Bizarro World USA. The woman of the year is a man. I mean, it's just crazy. Now the Pirelli calendar is out, and everybody's making this big deal about it, when there's no deal to be made at all. I mean, it's just a calendar. And they want to talk about its social significance and how it's, you know, showing how the feelings toward women have changed, and all this kind of stuff. It's just bogus. Not to mention, I don't know if you watch a lot of movies or not, because you guys know I watch movies. I usually post my movie reviews. But I've noticed this shift in movies and shows where men are dumbed down in most cases, and the women are like the smart ones. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the women are the ones basically wearing the pants. The women are the ones calling the shots. Not that it's not true in real life, but the thing is, it's making men, it's just wussifying them. I mean, it's just, you know, taking away their manhood, basically. Like I said, this country, the values are just no longer there. Our morals, common sense is just something that has just been tossed aside. And the sad thing is, you know, if you look at what was written, you know, back in ancient history, you know, Seneca, Aristotle, Plato, Caesar, I mean, there's just all this knowledge there that for some strange reason, you know, people aren't using. You know, they try and do these new buzzwords, the new marketing hype, I mean, on habits. I mean, that's the biggest thing, you know, is these habits. Everything's about habits. And in my emails, I've been getting emails from these different bloggers and people, and it's 5 points. It's like the 5 daily points, the 5 weekly points. What is it about 5 all of a sudden? Is that all the information we can handle is 5 little quick bullet points? Is that a new optimum? I don't know. But I'm telling you, my fellow Americans, I'm not very hopeful for 2016. You know, it's time to, as far as I can tell, it's time where you really need to get serious about taking care of you and yours, or protecting you and yours, because I don't think that something bad is impossible. I think something bad, something really big, is quite possible. I can just feel it. I can sense it. I don't know if it's going to be a natural disaster. I don't know if it's going to be a social, man-made disaster. But I think something's really going to hit the fan in this coming year, or the last month of this year. And our lives are going to be basically turned upside down. Our world is going to be rocked, and not in a good way. I mean, it's just that, you know, like I said in one of the last videos, this country's a powder keg. I mean, they're just constantly trying to tear at race relations, socioeconomic standing. They just, you know, the haves, the have-nots. I mean, there's just so much going on. So many people just dividing this country into so many slices. You know, trying to take from one to give to another. I mean, I just think it's all going to come to a head. I'm not wishing for it, but I really don't see anything else happening. I mean, I'd love to hear from you guys. Tell me what you see. Tell me if you think I've missed the boat here. Tell me if you see a glimmer of hope, if you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not an oncoming train. Because I just don't see it. I mean, this country, I think we could have an economic crisis that puts us in a tailspin. You know, all these different refugees and illegal aliens, it could create some type of civil war, or just, you know, anarchy. Could have a revolution of some sort. You know, UN troops could be on our soil. I don't know. I just don't. So I hate to, you know, to start off the last month of the year on such a down note, but to me, sometimes you just have to face reality. And my fellow Americans, wake up and smell the tyranny.